going to start the most challenging project I've worked on today. I'm going to build a bow capable of taking down big game. Now, my goal is to be able to kill a deer with this. So follow me along. We'll see how it goes. Now, this is not a how-to video, and if you're looking for that, check out Kramer Amon's video on building this very bow I'm going to build. I'll put a link to it in the description. To start with, I'm just going to use a board from Lowe's or Home Depot. This is red oak, and I dug through every last one of those to find the one with the straightest grain on it. It does have a little spot on the end where a knot is, but we're going to end up cutting that off. Bow will end up being 64 inches, so I'll start by cutting off this bad end, then I'll measure 64 from there and cut off the other end. I just want to mention again, if you're thinking about building a bow yourself, check out Kramer Amon's video. He's even got a PDF file of the layout of this bow with all the dimensions on it. It made this a lot easier to lay out and follow along with. So I'm going to start laying out these dimensions, and really what I'm working on to start off with here is tapering these limbs down to 3/4 inch at the tips. now I'm going to work on this handle section. It's going to be 8 inches long. I'm going to use that piece that I cut off earlier. I'm going to cut it down to 8 inches first and then taper off 2 inches off each end. Comment if you can guess why I marked both sides of this. I'm just curious if anyone else's brain works the same way mine does. So I mentioned earlier this is the most challenging project I've started. First of all, because I've never built a bow before. Secondly, not only does it need to be able to shoot an arrow, it needs to do it fast enough to ethically hunt with. Third of all, it needs to be able to make repeatable, accurate shots. A well-placed arrow is much more important than how fast it's going. It means I need to practice and practice and practice, and the bow needs to be able to hold up to that. And then there's the hunt. I'm going to do this without any modern tree stands or blinds. I'm also going to do this without corn. Now, both of those are completely legal where I hunt, but I don't think I need all that stuff to kill a deer. I'm going to use fiberglass to back this bow, and that's one thing that's different about the bow I'm building versus the one Kramer built on his YouTube channel. We do paint and body work, and I have access to some fiberglass. Pretty familiar with it, worked a lot with it before. Like I said earlier, I've never built a bow, So I don't know how this will work out, but it feels like a good idea, so I'm gonna try it out. So I let that first layer get firm, but it's still tacky. I pulled it off the plastic and flipped it over. Now I'm gonna wet in a second layer of this fiberglass and let this dry overnight. So it's the next day. I'm gonna sand this with some 80 grit and clean it up and add layers 3 and 4 and let that dry. A quick run through the bandsaw to get the edges close, and then I'm gonna put it on the router table with a edge trim bit to get those edges closer. A little hand sanding, and I think we've got ourselves a bow stave or staff, although I'm not sure if you can call it that if it started its life at Lowe's. That's going to be all for this video. In the next one, I'll start tillering, where I get the draw length and weight dialed in. I'll also get a string on it for the first time. Thanks for watching.